Jiraiya the Gallant from Naruto was more than just a pervy old sage. He was a mentor, a warrior, and a dreamer who never stopped believing in peace, even when the world gave him every reason to give up. Born during an era of war, Jiraiya lost friends, comrades, and his innocence far too early. He trained under the third Hokage, fought in brutal shinobi wars, and became one of the legendary Sannin, feared and respected across all nations. But his greatest legacy wasn't the battles he won, it was the students he taught. He mentored Minato, the future fourth Hokage. He raised Naruto, the boy who would save the world. And before them, he taught 3 war orphans, one of whom, Nagato, would become Pain, his greatest failure. When Jiraiya learned that his former student had become the monster terrorizing the world, he didn't run. He infiltrated the Hidden Rain village alone, knowing it was a one-way mission. Even when outnumbered and fatally wounded, he kept fighting, not to survive, but to send a single message that could save the village. In his final moments, sinking beneath the water, Jiraiya smiled, because he believed in Naruto. He believed in a new generation, and he believed that someday the cycle of hatred would end. He died alone, but with no regrets. A person grows up when he's able to overcome hardships. Protection is important, but there are some things a person must learn on his own. Jiraiya didn't just teach the hero, he gave his life to create him. Eren Yeager from Attack on Titan began as a boy who wanted freedom. He saw his mother devoured by titans and swore he'd destroy them all. He wasn't born a hero. He was born angry, burning with hatred for the world that stole everything from him. At first it seemed simple: kill the titans, save humanity. But nothing in his world was simple. As the walls fell and secrets unraveled, Eren learned the truth. The real enemy wasn't the titans. It was the world beyond the walls. A world that hated him simply for being born, and in that moment, his dream of freedom twisted into something darker. He didn't fight for peace. He fought to end the cycle no matter the cost. He became what he once vowed to destroy: a monster, a god, a devil. He unleashed the rumbling, killing billions to give his people a chance at survival. He knew they would hate him. He knew his friends would have to kill him, and he chose that path anyway. Eren sacrificed his soul, his morality, his humanity, and his legacy, not for glory, not for revenge, but so his friends could live in a world without titans, a world where they were free. He died as a villain in the eyes of the world, but deep down, he was still that same boy, screaming for freedom. Kaori Miyazono from Your Lie in April was a free-spirited violinist whose music wasn't just notes on a page. It was the language of her soul. Diagnosed with a life-threatening illness, Kaori knew her time was limited, but she refused to let that define her. Instead, she lived fiercely, playing with wild abandon, breaking every rule, and inspiring everyone around her to find their own voice. When she met Kosei, a piano prodigy trapped by his past, she became his light, pushing him to play again, to feel again, and to believe in himself. But Kaori carried a secret heavier than her melodies. She was dying. She hid her pain behind smiles and laughter, never wanting to hold Kosei back or cloud his world with sorrow. She pretended to like someone else, all to give him space to grow without burden. Her final performance was a bittersweet farewell, a gift of love and hope wrapped in music. In the end, Kaori's sacrifice wasn't just her life. It was her truth, her love, and her final wish that Kosei live fully after she was gone. As she faded, she left behind a legacy, not of loss, but of courage and light. I lied. I really did love you. Kaori taught us that sometimes the greatest love is the one that sets you free. Itachi Uchiha from Naruto was seen as a traitor, the man who slaughtered his entire clan, even his parents, except Sasuke. To his brother, he was a cold-blooded killer, but in truth, he was the village's silent protector. When the Uchiha planned a coup, a war against the Hidden Leaf, Itachi faced an impossible choice: protect his family or protect the village. At just 13, he chose peace. He killed his clan to prevent war, except Sasuke, and carried the hatred of the entire world alone. He joined the Akatsuki not out of malice, but to spy on them and safeguard the leaf. Every step, every decision was for Sasuke, to keep him safe, to make him strong, even if it meant being hated. In their final battle, Itachi let Sasuke kill him, smiling in relief, whispering, "Forgive me, Sasuke, there won't be a next time." He lived as a villain, so peace and his brother could survive. Lelouch v. Britannia. Lelouch v. Britannia, from Code Geass, was born a prince, but betrayed by his empire after his mother's assassination. Stripped of his title and exiled, he vowed to create a world where his sister Nunnally could live in peace, a world without lies, war, or oppression. To achieve it, he became Zero, a masked revolutionary, using his genius intellect, manipulation, and the godlike power of Geass to lead a rebellion against Britannia itself. But victory came at a cost. His hands grew stained with blood, allies turned into enemies, and countless innocents died for his cause. Lelouch realized peace could never be achieved through power alone. It required one final act of sacrifice. He crafted the Zero Requiem, a plan to make himself the ultimate villain, uniting the world in hatred against him. In the end, before the eyes of millions, he allowed his best friend Suzaku to kill him. He died not as a hero, but as a tyrant, because that's what the world needed for peace. Alphonse Elric. Alphonse Elric, from Fullmetal Alchemist. Brotherhood was only a child when he and his brother Edward committed the ultimate taboo, human transmutation, in a desperate attempt to bring their mother back. The ritual failed. Edward lost his leg, but Alphonse lost everything, his entire body. In a desperate act, Edward bound Alphonse's soul to a suit of armor, leaving him trapped in a cold, lifeless shell, unable to eat, sleep, or feel. Despite the emptiness inside, Alphonse never blamed his brother. Instead, he fought beside him, facing homunculi and monsters, searching for a way to restore their bodies. Behind the towering armor was a gentle heart, patient, kind, and unshakably loyal. In the end, when Edward's life was on the line, Alphonse made his greatest sacrifice, giving up his soul a second time to bring his brother back, even if it meant disappearing forever. That selfless act brought him back one final time, proving that love and loyalty could defy even the laws of alchemy. He gave everything, not for glory, but for family, and to Alphonse, that was always enough.